max performance. Believe, achieve, excel.
How can a top athlete then relax and enjoy the simple pleasures in life? And I suppose it must be even harder for someone in combat sports, really, when, as you say, it's it's a journey which is continuing through the entire year.
Mhm. The answer is it is 100% education, and my job is pretty much 100% education. So it's probably staying in contact with these guys outside of camp if they're on holiday, or educating them on choices which are beneficial for them to have. For example, if they went on holiday and had 10 pints or something, then they're going to put on, like half a kilo probably of fat. Whereas if we say, okay, well, you can have like 2 beers with dinner and you can have these options and these are the best breakfast choices for you to have on holiday, you're not saying like, oh, okay, you're going to go on holiday and you're going to have a rubbish time. You're just informing them of better decisions to make. And you're not being strict with it. Like in camp, I've had guys that we've had, I don't know, like February camps or something like that. And birthdays thrown in there. So like Valentine's Day, birthdays, and they might have a Saturday or Sunday night where they're going, I want to go out with my girlfriend or whoever for a meal. And you say, okay, well, we're in fight camp. I'm not going to tell you that you're not going to do that because that would just be ridiculous. Let me have a look at the menu of the place you're going to, and I'll have a look and recommend what choices that you can have. If that's a main and a pudding or something, I'll recommend the best choices so that we're still staying on track for the camp, as opposed to them having, a full 3-course meal and 5 bottles of wine or something. They're making sensible choices and still allowing them to enjoy that social occasion when we can. So it's just being, open to being educated and having a good line of communication between myself and them and the rest of their performance team.
What about educating combat fighters? Because, to your knowledge, is nutrition or the importance of nutrition, is it still neglected to some extent at the highest level, or not taken seriously enough?
Tough question. Yes and no. The level of education I've seen from guys is not great. A lot of them think that they are eating what I call quote unquote clean, because they're like, oh, I eat my chicken and I eat my broccoli and I eat my peas and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. And do you eat this before sparring? Do you do this? And they say they eat chicken and broccoli before sparring, and I'm like, okay, where's your carbohydrates? Where's your main energy source? And then I say, okay, do you have anything afterwards to promote recovery? And they say, no, I just go straight to sleep. So there's always things like this where I'm like, okay, well, the nutrition knowledge perhaps isn't there, and they're probably being influenced by other people around them or what they see in the media. I see a lot of guys having Wow Hydrate and they don't really know what they're taking it for because it's been on Sky Sports because they sponsor it. And CBD is another one where all of them want to take CBD, but some of them are only getting 4 hours sleep. And I'm like, try and get 7 hours sleep before you start taking CBD. So a lot of the guys are really receptive to listening to it because they know that perhaps someone like myself knows what they're talking about and is doing it to help them. So they're quite receptive in listening to it and taking it on board. And a lot of them do always ask, Jack, why am I doing this? And when a fighter asks me, why am I doing this? Why am I taking this? It's like an absolute dream for me because I enjoy telling them why, because obviously I'm sort of geek out on it, but it shows that they're serious, because I always think that if somebody gave me a pill or they gave me something, a shot or something like that to put into my body, I'd always say, what is this? Why am I taking this? Why have you given this to me? Where's it come from? And I think fighters who do this and ask the questions are the guys who are really serious about improving their performance and take nutrition seriously, because they want to know what they're putting into their bodies and how it's going to benefit them, just like pretty much every normal human would, right? So those guys are a dream to work with.